Am I the only one who's noticed how celebrities and influencers are obsessed with their teeth?
It's burning my eye!
Probably not. But have you ever stopped and wondered why?
100,000 on veneers.
Yeah.
And $1 million on diamond.
Yeah, on the implants.
In today's video, I want to talk about why celebrities are obsessed with getting bigger and bigger teeth and make some jokes along the way. And I hope you enjoy the video.
I need 10 new veneers, 9 new veneers. I need a tooth here. I need an implant here. I need 4 root canals up
this
here.
All happened at
gum
once?
reconstructive surgery and wisdom teeth taken.
Before we start the video, you probably already think you know the answer. Celebrities want veneers because they want beauty. They want to be beautiful. They want to be seen as perfection, gods that came down from Mount Olympus. What if I told you that's kind of a surface level take and doesn't really even make any sense when you stop and think about it? After all, it's us everyday people who make up society, who determine what is beautiful and not. Does it make sense why celebrities keep getting new veneers and bigger veneers if the regular person thinks they look like that one SpongeBob meme? In fact, when you watch older movies and pieces of media where celebrities have regular teeth or natural teeth, people seem to like that more. I see plenty of comments, especially from this video that was posted. The comments were people saying, oh my God, they look amazing. Oh, I wish we could go back to this. It looks more accurate. I love how there's natural representation. And I think we can all agree that teeth look better in their face than having these big gnarly veneers. So if the answer isn't just people wanting to be beautiful or wanting to look the best, what is the real answer why celebrities are so obsessed with their teeth? There's 2 reasons. Actually, there's 3, and one's the secret one I'll tell you at the end. First group of people I want to talk about is exemplified by somebody named Tana. I think Tana is a perfect example of this because she grew up on social media being an influencer, and she's mostly honest most of the time. And so she got her teeth done. She got veneers and everything done, and she makes jokes about how like one of her teeth keep falling out and how under the beautiful white teeth that she has, there's actually small decaying pieces of bone, and it kind of looks disgusting. But Tana doesn't hide the reason that she's gotten them. She's pretty honest about it.
Anyways, like at the time I got veneers, I needed like 8 root canals. My parents just like never took me to the dentist growing up.
Just
so
get
I was
rid of
like,
them so you don't have to get the root canal.
Yeah, honestly,
Just get like a
shave those.
replacement.
And that's what the first group is influencers and celebrities who grew up poor and had bad dental hygiene. And when they finally got famous, they decided to invest in their teeth to fix them.
12 cavities filled one time in one appointment.
Felt.
Oh,
And
no, that wasn't me. I
I
feel like I was like very like clean. Like I didn't have never had a lot of cavities. Brushed my teeth twice.
Well, how
a day.
often did your family take you to the dentist?
Yeah, see,
Probably,
we
like,
have a
once every
different
6
situation
months, like-
going for
Once
us.
every 6 months.
I'd go for a whitening once a year. I'd go.
And that's why I kind of get mad when people say that all veneers are bad or that you shouldn't get veneers or you shouldn't do anything. Like, you know, it's not just aesthetic. Like I have crowding on my bottom teeth and my top teeth and my top front tooth is chipped. I'll probably never get those fixed because I just like the way that it looks. But I have back teeth that are a real problem. I have one cracked back tooth. I'm 100% going to get that fixed. Like I'm going to get that replaced. And one of the reasons, just like Tana, I grew up in poverty and we didn't really have an access to go to the dentist or to get dental hygiene or to get dental care. So even if you brush your teeth and I brush my teeth, you still get cavities. You still have to go to the dentist to get them cared and checked for. It is a expensive thing. And we'll talk about this later too, is that a lot of celebrities who like grew up poor and had their teeth done, you don't even know it. Most people don't even notice this. And I think it's bad to say that having any work on your teeth or having any veneers is bad and you shouldn't do it and it's like fake or whatever, because somebody like Morgan Freeman, he was like 70. And when you get to that age, you have to replace your teeth. And I think he looks better with his veneers. I don't think anybody would say that a natural smile would look better on him. Some people just have really messed up teeth. But then that gets back to the beauty side of the argument because there's plenty of celebrities, and this is why it also didn't make sense. If you're already an A-list celebrity, why would you get your teeth fixed or your teeth done or straightened or whatever if it was just about beauty? Because normally as the first thing you do if you grew up poor, if you grew up with bad teeth, is get it fixed so you can become more famous. So if you're already an A-lister or a B-lister, why would you get your teeth fixed? Why is there so many celebrities who quote unquote are the hottest people in the world and they have their natural teeth and nobody cares?
Dr. Sarah Harvard DMD here for Veneer Check, the Beyonce edition. I spent a lot of time on this one because I didn't want to get it wrong, and I surprisingly have very few photos. But these are Beyonce's natural teeth. And let's just acknowledge the fact that her gummy smile is beautiful, and not all gummy smiles need to be fixed. It's really personal preference. So in my opinion, Beyonce does not have veneers. This is from February 2022. I mean, she's perfection. Dr. Sarah Harvard DMD here for Veneer Check, the Kim Kardashian edition. Here she's at her dentist, Kevin Sands. She asks him, are my teeth veneers? He says no, and then she laughs and says, not yet. In my opinion, Kim does not have veneers. She has beautiful teeth. She uses a ton of lightening products, which she also advertises for. And you can't lighten the color of a veneer once it's been cemented on. Dr. Sarah Harvard DMD here for Veneer Check, the Henry Cavill edition. This is a good looking smile. Shape of the centrals, color, arrangement, everything's nice. This canine is like a little bit kicked out. Natural teeth, crowding on the bottom, crowding on the top. Looks great though. No veneers.
I'm obviously not saying that having beautiful teeth doesn't help in your appearance. Obviously, and there's studies that say this, that having beautiful, straight, pearly white teeth really help you in the attractive department. That's obviously true. But what I am saying is that a lot of people miss the important part, that it looks natural.
Do you know, it's crazy the amount of people that are saying the best veneers that they've ever seen. Thanks so much. But I'm even happier now because of all the comments.
And it doesn't have a natural depth that a natural tooth would have. That immediately says to our brain, that's not natural, something's off, something's not right here. All of the teeth, they're all kind of the same length and there's no negative space. So it's just kind of tooth. And it has that feeling of being denture-like, not real.
If you cared strictly about aesthetics and looking as beautiful as possible, you would get teeth that fit the natural shape of your face. You wouldn't get these these teeth that are like twice the size of your face. You wouldn't do that. Like, that doesn't even make sense. There has to be something deeper. And then secondly, if it was strictly only a beauty thing, why would professional sports players get veneers when their job isn't to be beautiful? Why would sportscasters who are like in their 40s and 50s and 60s get veneers that are twice the size of their face? Like, it doesn't make any sense if it was strictly from a beauty perspective. Secondly, if it was all about beauty, why aren't celebrities like Beyonce getting veneers? Even though they have, according to like the argument, you need veneers to be successful in Hollywood. I don't think that's true. I think it helps with a lot of people's beauty. I don't think that, and I think a lot of people do have dental work done. I just don't think it's like unnecessary that like people are saying it is. That's why the beauty argument is so shallow, because it doesn't really make sense, which leads into the main reason that a lot of people get it is because they're flaunting on us. They want us to know that they look better than us. They want us to know that they're rich and wealthy. I think that teeth have become a wealth signifier more so than just having straight teeth. I think the bigger and bigger teeth that people have, I think that they're more wealthy. And to explain this, or to give an example of this, is with rap. In rap music, people used to get these big grills and nice things, and it was a status symbol. It'd be like, I'm richer than you, or I'm wealthier, or I'm doing well in my life or in my business or whatever. If you look at the history of rap, grills started out small. They weren't like a big thing. And a lot of the time you had like one gold tooth, or maybe you had like a partial grill. Like, it wasn't your whole set of teeth, but it's more and more and more people, like inflation hit, like where everybody kept trying to outflex each other and outflaunt their wealth. And then sooner or later you had like these new rappers coming into the game, and like they had their teeth shaved down, and like they had like spikes for teeth, and it was like diamonds and grills, and it literally would cost like a house loan for their teeth. And they would tell you, they would make sure you knew their teeth cost a lot of money.
16 carats. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a refrigerator.
But nowadays you don't see rappers getting grills. That's not like really a thing. You see them getting veneers. Or like diamonds within their veneers. Yachty's veneers with diamonds in them cost more than his grill, and he's sure to let you know about it.
100,000 on veneers.
Yeah.
And $1 million on diamond.
Yeah, on the implants. 16 carats. Yeah.
Yachty, I mean, unless you smile really, really big, you can't see them.
You know what I'm saying?
The mind says everything. When you go up and talk to somebody, you always smiling and you laughing and you in people's face.
Yeah.
But you can't be the cavity creep now.
Man, no, hell no. But you know what I'm saying? Like, women love it.
They do.
And so I think it's became this thing where celebrities, when they want us to know that they're wealthy and have a lot of money, that they get these like class things. They want them to be as big as possible, because realistically, if a dentist is like following their moral ethics or whatever, they'll be like, yo, this doesn't really fit your mouth shape. Like, you shouldn't get this done to your teeth. Or maybe you should only get 3 teeth, or maybe you should only get 4. And the reason I bring that up is because a lot of celebrities who are not trying to flaunt their wealth, they have partial veneers and nobody knows. There are plenty of celebrities that people think have natural teeth that have partial veneers, and nobody knows it's not a big thing. Like, nobody talks about it. It's just assumed that they have a natural set of teeth, and they don't.
This is the definition of undetectable cosmetic dentistry, having only done 2 veneers.
And to get back to the dentist part, is I think that a lot of dentists are kind of unethical about it, and this is the third secret way. I've heard stories, and I've heard people talk about it, that like their dentist peer pressured them into getting veneers because they wanted to sell them for $40,000 or so, even though people love their natural teeth. I'll show you a story about that now.
Her smile. The dentist looks at her and says, you need $40,000 worth of veneers. She's like, no, I just want the bonding replaced. The dentist proceeds to shave down the bottom teeth. And to be fair, if the top fillings are always chipping, it's usually related to the bite, but that doesn't mean that the dentist should be shaving your teeth.
Because if it was really about the health of your teeth, it wouldn't be exuberant, I guess is the word. I don't know. It wouldn't be exuberant. It wouldn't be opulent. People wouldn't know that you had them. And a dentist would work with you and make sure that it wasn't like a big deal, like that people wouldn't know that you had them.
You can spot no prep veneers from a mile away. Literally. Totally get it. We want to conserve tooth structure. But the issue is people keep asking for no prep veneers because they don't want to drill the teeth, and dentists keep doing them. Do you know how many times I've said no to somebody who asked me for no prep veneers? And I just said, bye. You can do it somewhere else. I'm not going to let people walk around like this. There's nothing wrong.
And my veneer popped off my tooth. And now...
Dr. Sarah, Harvard DMD, I review veneers, and I am so sorry that this is happening to you. I wanted to stitch your video because I agree. There are so many people who don't need veneers and want veneers. And it's tough because I do veneers, but if my sister came to me and was like, I want to do 20 veneers, I would tell her not to, okay?
But the point of it is to show that, hey, I have these big teeth. They cost more than your house. I'm better than you. That's why people get them, even though they're not good for your teeth health. And that's why I respect Tana, because she shows like how her teeth fall out sometimes. You never get that side. They'll show you like, yeah, my teeth cost $40,000. They'll never show you their teeth falling out of their mouth.
Since I've had them done, I struggle with constant inflammation of my gums. My gums are always getting super irritated, and there's almost nothing I can do. My gums just don't like the veneer pressed up against them, and now it's too late to do anything else.
Here's my traumatic veneer story. So if you saw my last video, I have 24 veneers. I have 12 on the top and I have 12 on the bottom, and it was some of the worst pain and arguably the worst experience that I have ever had. So I flew out to LA last year, and that was to talk about the entire consultation where I think I wanted like 10 and 10, and then they ended up telling me, hey, you need to do 12 and 12, and everyone seemed really nice. And there was also a celebrity there at the office, like getting work done, which may or may not be a red flag now, but at the time I was like, okay, well, this is good. They're obviously really trusted people here, so this is great. I should definitely use them. In hindsight, it may have been a little bit slimy. Like the people have been maybe were a little bit slimy, but I just took that as like being really, really nice. And honestly, the customer service was probably my fault, but I didn't know a ton about veneers. I had just seen a lot of videos, and people seem to have done really well in recovery, and everything seemed to go super well. So I was expecting this to be a super easy surgery procedure, if you will. And I, asked about recovery time. They just said, a couple of days, no big deal. You're going to be totally back to normal. And just made it seem, and you have to keep them on for like 2.5 weeks. And then we flew back to California to get the permanence after, and they were telling me how much better everything was going to be. Well, I opted to stay awake during the procedure. So a lot of people, they actually go fully under. I did not do that. I have a fear of going under anesthesia, so I did a twilight, and maybe that's why my recovery and everything was so bad. I don't know, but first of all, they were very dismissive, and the doctor that I thought was going to do my veneer surgery did not do my veneer surgery, and I did not find out until the day of. And I had multiple different people working on my teeth, coming in and out, and being like really dismissive. This one like female doctor in particular was super dismissive, and she's like, you're not doing this twilight. And I'm like, this is what we prepared for. I talked to multiple people about it, and she was just being super, super, super dismissive. But I feel like I was very much misled. They said that they were going to put like a thin layer over the top. They weren't really going to shave down teeth, blah, 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 blah. These are all crowns. They fully shaved my teeth down, and I wasn't even aware that they were doing that until partway through my procedure when I took my phone out and looked at my teeth. I was not told that I was getting crowns. That was not discussed that I was getting crowns. And then I saw my teeth and I said, there's no way that they're just going to be able to put a small little cover on the front of these teeth. Like my teeth are ruined. They're fully ruined. I can never go back, and that was kind of like a scary, like, oh shit moment. Well, post-surgery, post-procedure, the pain was really bad. Like, I had really terrible sensitivity. I couldn't, nothing even remotely cold, nothing remotely warm, and I would get shooting nerve pain. And they were like, they were super dismissive. They were like, hey, it's really not that big of a deal. It's gonna go away in a couple of days. You just had a lot going on. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, that's probably right. So let's just move on. That was not the case. And the nerve pain kept getting worse and worse, so they said that I needed bite adjustments, and I would go in, they would drill on my teeth more and more and more, which would make my teeth more sensitive, and I was in so much pain. They were prescribing like day to day, and that didn't go away for almost a year. Come back for part 2, and
But it reminds me of the old wigs that they used to have in ancient times, in the British times, in the colonial times, where they had these like big wigs and everybody was like, why do they wear those? And it's not even because it was a fashion statement. It was like, hey, I'm an elite, I'm better than you. That's why they wore the wig. It wasn't because it was a needed thing. It wasn't because everybody was bald. Like, you had people in their 20s who had like a full hairline still putting on that wig. And that's because it becomes a sign of wealth. It becomes a sign of I'm better than you. It's the same thing with teeth nowadays.
During the 18th century, huge powdered wigs like this were all the rage. But although they might have looked quite spectacular, they were also a breeding ground for lice. Throughout the century, it was popular for men and women to wear wigs. Men wore wigs usually made out of horsehair, and it was powdered to give it that white or off-white colour.
And I feel like one of the reasons this is happening is because as the gap between rich and poor, what they can and cannot afford, I think that rich people or influencers and celebrities are always looking for a way to find a way to differentiate themselves from the rest of us. So you see that with grills. The reason that people don't wear grills anymore, and especially, is because it's not, you know, everybody has one. Like, it's not like a rich versus poor thing. People who are poor have grills that cost more than their car. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm different than you, I'm better than you, everybody knows I'm rich because I have this. People are like, it's not that big of a deal anymore. The same way I think that that's what veneers is. And that's why I think, and you can see that gap slowly try to close, where people are offering veneer services, and they're not even like licensed dentists, and they should not be doing it. I don't know why they're doing it. And they're trying to, like, for poor people who would probably be better off with a filling in the back tooth, they try to get them veneers, and that goes horrible. Like, there's so many like bad veneer stories out there. Veneers have become the new grill, and you shouldn't let them influence you, or you shouldn't let them make you feel bad about the way that your natural set of teeth look. It's fine. You look fine. It's perfectly fine. And if you want to fix your bottom teeth, who cares? Don't listen to people online. You're not a bad person if you want to fix them. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. Click here for the next one. Have a great day. Peace.